So yeah, I've kind of been teasing another bot behind the scenes for about a year now. Allow me to formally introduce Liftoff. Let me get one quick thing out of the way. I'm aware that its name sounds awfully familiar to that of the Beetleweight Project Liftoff. However, I came up with this name before I knew of Project Liftoff's existence, and since it's different enough, not to mention completely different bots and weight classes, I'm sticking with it. So I've kind of answered what is Liftoff, now let's talk about why Liftoff. I first started designing Liftoff a year ago with the intent to make a powerful 1-pound vertical spinner with the versatility to always be a threat. Originally, I threw in a 4-motor drive system comprised of the tiny N20s to try and get as much weight into the weapon as possible, that being a 79-gram AR-500 disc which fitted around the weapon motor on a clever custom 3D printed hub. And I mean, look at this disc. All of its mass is in a ring shape. The moment of inertia is through the roof. The thing was designed to hit like a hammer. With the bot built, it was time to see what my creation could do. 50%. That was a big hit. And my camera fell. Okay, 100%? Or, yeah, it's good. Holy Well, I can't drive at all. There we go, it's high-sided. Well, there was the good, and there was the bad. On the bright side, the weapon performed as I had hoped. That Viper chassis was being ejected. On the other hand, at least in my opinion, the drive sucked. I've always been one that requires speed, and this was definitely not it. Oh, and it was also overweight since I forgot to have some cells in my Excel spreadsheet contribute to the total weight. Great. So with some new goals in mind, and some necessary changes to make, it was time to redesign. First things first. I needed to take some weight out of the weapon. 79 grams is nice, but it's probably also overkill, and I needed to lose some weight somewhere. I kept the same disc design, I just thinned it out to 4.7 millimeters instead of the original 6. I also ordered an asymmetrical bar that was light enough to be used with any attachments. I also revised the design to instead use the Fingertech Silver Spark motors on a belt system to power the drive, but due to the weight of these motors, they couldn't be protected and had to hang out of the back. Finally, the wheel guards were thinned out to save some weight. With the changes made, let's see if Liftoff could live up to my expectations.
Okay, let's see.
Wow. I don't think that's keeping it back up. Well, that was exactly what I was originally hoping for. This thing was a menace. So what happened to it? Why did I put it on the shelf and leave it there when Smashbots rolled around? Well, I wasn't happy with its serviceability. The attachment system was functional, but difficult and slow to use, making modifications slow. Additionally, I wasn't happy with the 3D printed wheel hubs, as I feared the set screw would easily back out of the plastic and therefore nullify the drive. While I did go back to attempt to address these issues, there was a final, grander problem. Nbot stopped the 3D printing service. Their printer broke and they had no ETA on when it would be up and running again. So why am I showing you all of this? Well, it's not just to summarize a project I had started a year ago and kept mostly secret. It's actually to announce its return. That's right, Liftoff is coming back, and at the time of this filming, I'm actually expecting a new order, so that's cool. It's going to be very different this time around, though. This is due to my pivot to manufacturing from materials from Send Cut Send, and Liftoff will be built out of the cool technique they shared on their Instagram. I'm going to share it right here. This method seems to be a lot more promising than the FingerTech nut strips because it appears to be lighter and more firm, as well as it's easily undoable since it can use nylon lock nuts and does not rely on Loctite. Hopefully, Liftoff ends up being the brick I'm hoping for and survives some tough opponents at the MagLab Melee Massacre held by Smashbots in January of this coming year. I'm excited to come back after the deep run I made with Dispatch last time out, and I hope I'll make it even farther this time. So there you go. Now you sort of know what to look out for. I'm just going to quickly plug my Instagram here. I'm a lot more active there if you have any questions, comments, or advice. I'm all ears, and it's always a blast interacting with you guys. This community is so awesome. And with that, time for me to sign out, as hopefully soon the countdown will end, and it will be time for Liftoff.